Hello, everyone. I'm Ms. Lankowski. I am the Program Director for the Associate Degree Nursing Program here at Tri-County Technical College. On behalf of all of our faculty and staff, I want to welcome you to our nursing program for this semester. We're excited to have you guys here with us to be able to grow, to be able to learn, to be able to graduate and pass NCLEX and work as nurses. You will be working with many faculty members throughout our program who will be teaching you in classroom and clinicals and labs, things like that. We all work under the direction of Ms. Rutledge, who is our nursing department head, and Dr. Chaudhry, who is our Dean of Health Education Division. You will meet those individuals later on as this process goes along. Normally, we would have you guys in for an in-person orientation, but given the COVID pandemic and restrictions and social distancing, we've decided to do things a little bit differently. You're still going to get all your packet of information. This is your welcome video to kind of just talk about some specifics, and then we'll be doing some things on the first day of class as well. Okay, so just a couple of reminders. Mr. Wood sent out your checklist to let you know about paying your deposit, changing your major, registering for classes. In that area, it also talked about the mandatory orientation things that you need to do. So those things are read and review the nursing packet of information. That packet will be sent along with this video attached to the email. So please be sure to open that, read it page by page, word by word. Make sure that you read everything in there. It is very important information that you are responsible for as a student. And there are things that you will need to do along the way. And so you really want to make sure that you read and review that information. The packet has things like nursing uniforms. It has things to do with immunizations, background checks, drug screens, passport training you have to do, textbook list. So it has all of that pertinent information that you're going to need. As far as the immunizations, really pay attention to those because they're going to be things that you need to be gathering over the next couple of weeks. Immunizations you may need to go and have done over the next couple of weeks. So really make sure that you look through that. You look through the information of what is expected with each immunization, as well as what is expected as far as turning in and uploading into eValue. And all of that will be in the packet, okay? You also need to read and review the Nursing Student Handbook that is on the nursing page website of Tri-County Tech. That is where you would have gone to do the pre-nursing workshop prior to applying to the program. It is on there, and the link is on your checklist. That is updated yearly. It has all of our policies and things, procedures in there that relate to students and our program. So really make sure that you read that. Now on the first day of class, we are going to be going over that in more detail. So you will hear that again, but we want you to go ahead and be reading it so that you know the expectations and you know what is to come as far as that goes, okay? So read and review the nursing packet, all of the immunization information, and the nursing student handbook as well. So with the nursing uniforms, the information is in the packet as far as what types of uniforms you need, what color, what brand, where you can get those, the embroidery, all of that information. Make sure that you start early on those uniforms. Uniform shops will tell you 7 to 10 days, but it may actually take 2 to 3 weeks, and with the COVID situation, may take longer. So very important that you go ahead and be working on that. You will need your nursing scrub uniforms by the second week of class. We start class the week of August 17th. So by that next week, you need to make sure you have your uniforms because you'll be starting some sort of lab or clinical. And so you have to have those uniforms in order to be able to go to those labs or clinical, okay? So go ahead and be working on getting those. If you want to buy the black jacket, the black warm-up jacket to wear, the nursing patch for it can be purchased in our bookstore, and it is put on the left shoulder or left arm, upper arm patch there. You can iron that on, so that doesn't take very long to do. But again, the uniform shops are going to take longer because of the embroidery. Okay, so you have about a month now to get that as well as immunizations done. So go ahead and be working on those. Let's talk a little bit about your schedules and how things are going to work in the fall semester. So as you have probably seen or heard on our TCTC coronavirus webpage area, it talks about our plan to return to campus. We are currently at a 50% room capacity, meaning we can only have 50% of students and faculty in the room as it can hold. We have decided as a department that it would be very hard for us to deliver all of the information to you guys that is needed for our courses. So we are going to be doing hybrid courses, okay? And essentially what that means is right now, your classes, your lecture part of the class will be online. And we'll be doing that through Blackboard Collaborate. We may also use things like Zoom or Skype to deliver those lectures to you online. Those will be synchronous, meaning they will be together. So you will be meeting at your normal class times. Now, the first week of class, you will have an orientation. And all of the class will come together at one time, and you'll be told that time to do the orientation. And we do that because there's a lot of information that we tell you guys during that orientation, and we want to make sure everybody understands the information, everybody gets the same information at the same time, and has the ability to ask questions, okay? And so the first day of class will be all together as a group, okay? From there on out, your classes, when they meet, will meet at your scheduled time on your class schedule. So if you signed up for the 8 o'clock section, you're going to be in the 8 o'clock section for lecture. If you signed up for the 12:20 or the 4:05, you would be in those sections, okay? So first day of class is orientation all together. After that, you'll go to your normal class sections because we realize that you guys signed up for those class times for a reason. It fits your schedule the best, okay? We understand that you guys have a lot going on. You may have children at home. If they're not back in school yet, the same process. So we want to make sure that we are working to the best of our abilities, and we're going to give you the class times that you signed up for, okay? Now, if in the event that things get better in a couple of months with the pandemic and we're able to go back up to full capacity in our classrooms, at that point we would bring everybody back in class for lectures, just like you would be doing online. You'd just be coming to class if everybody can come. But until that time happens, if that time happens, we will be doing lecture online, okay? Now, your on-campus labs, like skills labs or simulation lab, will be done on campus. You will be coming to campus for those. You will be required to wear a mask, and you can wear a cloth mask if you prefer. We also will be providing surgical masks for students when they come into the on-campus labs. So you have to have a mask on when you come onto campus, so you'll need to have one for that, and then we can give you one when you get into the lab if you want to wear one of those. So we will be doing, small groups. We will be socially distancing as much as possible, cleaning, sanitizing, to keep everyone healthy, okay? As far as clinicals go, we are working with our facilities to figure out who or what facilities will allow us to come back in and in what capacity. So we will be hopefully going back into those facilities, and you will be going to those facilities for clinicals. You will also be required to wear a mask. Those will be provided for you. You will wear a surgical mask in the hospital, not the cloth mask. Some facilities also may require a face shield, and if that's the case, then you will be provided that as well, okay? So we are still working with our facilities. We have heard back from some and already have some information, but we're still waiting on some others and securing everything for the start of our semester, okay? Now, with clinical schedules, and this includes labs on campus, so when registering for a clinical section, and this is in your nursing student handbook on page 36, it says clinical schedules. When registering for a clinical section, please be aware that the stated days and times may not reflect your actual clinical schedule. Clinical days and times are subject to change due to clinical agencies' availability and permission. Your actual clinical schedule will be distributed after the course has begun. Okay, so what that means is if you sign up for a Wednesday clinical lab on your registration, you're not guaranteed to have that Wednesday. You may have a Thursday lab. Same thing with Thursday. You sign up for Thursday, you may have Wednesday lab, or you may have a Friday lab, okay? We cannot guarantee that what you sign up for is what you get, and it's simply because we make those schedules months ahead of time, and we have no idea what our facilities are going to allow us to do at that point. And so we have to wait until closer to the semester to make our schedules, and we have to go with what we have available. And so You're not guaranteed to get the schedule that you sign up for. Okay. Now I will tell you, if you're starting into our generic or traditional program, you'll be starting into Nursing 120. That has a lab. So for the first 6 weeks, you'll be on campus doing labs in our skills lab, learning skills, practicing skills, being checked off on skills that you're going to be doing in the clinical field. Those labs will be on Thursdays. All students will be going on Thursdays, and then there will be some Fridays that you are required to attend. Okay, so you'll have all Thursdays and then some Fridays as well. And then there are days that you will do checkoffs. Okay, so again, you're not guaranteed you're going to get a Friday lab if you sign up for it. This is kind of what you're doing. After the first 6 weeks, the second 6 weeks, you'll be going into the hospital and you'll be doing clinicals there. So you may have 2 days a week for 3 weeks. So Thursday, Friday for 3 weeks, and then outside experiences on the other days. You might have 1 day a week for 5 weeks and then outside experiences. So there are different schedules, okay? We will get you those schedules when we start class so that you know what your expectations are. Okay, for Nursing 121, if you're starting into our transition nursing program, that's the course that you will start into. That course starts immediately into the clinical field instead of the skills lab. So the second week of class, you'll be starting into clinicals, and we go the whole entire semester. And I actually teach in that course as well, so you'll see me there. But we go the entire semester. So you may have, 3 weeks for 2 days a week, and then a couple weeks you do outside experiences, and then you do the three weeks again. You may have 1 day every week for the entire semester. Again, it's going to vary. Okay, you are expected to be able to go to any facility within our service area, and our service area is Anderson, Pickens, and Oconee. We also go into some of the Greenville area in some of our clinicals. Okay, so you are expected to go to those. We do realize that schedules can vary on your side as well. But once we make the clinical schedule, we're not really, we can't change it, okay? And the reason is because there's a lot of back work that we do outside of what you guys see to get you ready to go to the hospitals. There's requirements they have us to do. There's things you may have to do. And so it's pretty well set once we put you in that clinical spot, just because of the fact it's hard to change because there's so much going on, okay? Now, if you are taking any of your gen ed courses that you need for the program, so things like Biology 210, 211, 225, Psychology 201, Speech 205, any of those courses, you will need to let your instructors know. And please be watching your email over the next couple of weeks. You're going to get an email from the team leader of these courses, Nursing 120 or Nursing 121, asking you if you're taking any support courses for our program or general education courses that are required for our program. If so, we need to know the schedule, the course, as well as the schedule. So what days of the week does it meet? What times does it meet, so that we can plan your schedule around it. We will accommodate your clinical schedules around that. Those classes, as long as we are aware of it. So it's your responsibility to let us know you're taking those courses, okay? Any of the other courses like English 102, English 200 levels, Sociology 101 that's not required for our program, we cannot guarantee that we'll be able to work around those courses just because of the limited availability, okay? But any course that's required for our program, we will work around that schedule to the best of our ability, okay? So just watch your emails over the next couple of weeks. So that wraps up how our classes and clinicals and labs are going to go. Hopefully that kind of helps you guys understand the process and how that goes. Again, be watching your emails over the next couple of weeks. You're going to get emails about orientation for the first day of class. You're going to get emails about, clinical, asking if you're taking any other courses, things like that. So just watch your emails. As far as questions, if you have questions about immunizations, Ms. Vinay is the contact person, and her email is in the packet of information. If you have questions about your change of major, your deposit, anything like that, Mr. Woods would be your contact person. Just remember that it does take time for that to process. You can't register immediately. It does take time for that to get processed. It can take up to a week. So if it's been that time frame and you're not being able to register, contact Mr. Woods. If you've not been advised by your nursing advisor, even though everything from his side gets done, you'll still need to meet with your nursing advisor. So you can make an appointment through Starfish or email that person, okay? All right, so we are excited to have you guys with us. We're excited to see you guys. August the 17th starts our fall semester, and we are excited to start that with you guys. Please let us know if you have any questions. Thank you.